Sup me, Mario, and welcome to a new episode of a brand new series called Mario Commentaries. Yeah, guys, didn't you can't you believe that we're starting a new series called Mario Commentaries? I know I can't believe it. So, what are we going to be talking about today on this new episode? Oh yes, this episode's going to be a weird one because it is about the state of Connecticut. Want to know why we're talking about Connecticut? Oh yeah, we're going to talk about the New England state of Connecticut that does not look like New England and the state that looks more like New York. So anyways, let's get started. So yeah, anyways, let's roll the clip and let's start the show. So yeah. So here is the map of Connecticut, guys. You see that? Connecticut, the state of New England, that's like below Massachusetts. It begins all the way down there. It goes all the way down towards there. Well, let me tell you something. What if, Connecticut was not part of New England? Which, the state doesn't even look like New England at all. You want to know what Connecticut looks like? So you see how close it is to, New York and stuff? It's not even that far. That's, just maybe 30 minutes away. So let me tell you something of why the state of Connecticut is not part of New England, in my opinion. So anyways, let's begin with Connecticut. Let's begin with a picture of the state of Connecticut. Okay, guys, we are going to begin with definitely the state of Connecticut. So we definitely need, a picture, give me a second. Give me a second, guys. We gotta search this up. Do you think this looks like New England, guys? Do you think this looks like New England? This is Stamford, Connecticut, and this does not look like this is a part of New England, guys. Crazy, right? This does not look like it's part of, New England. Crazy, right? So, crazy, right? But, oh, it gets even funnier. Crazy, right? So let's just say, there's some interstate highways in Connecticut that basically Massachusetts doesn't have. And, oh yeah. You'll see. Just give me a second. So, here we go. Interstate 691. Crazy, right? Come on. Can you please tell me this is literally a New England Interstate Highway? Can you literally tell this is a New England Interstate Highway? No, it's not a New England Interstate Highway. Why? That's so weird. Why would there be Interstate 691 in New England? Bruh. Basically, there isn't a 691 interstate. Come on. Basically, interstates with number 6 are in the south. You get 676, which I think is, I don't know, New Jersey or Pennsylvania or something. And then you get 76, which I think is down in PA. And then 78, which is down there too, in New Jersey, PA area. And there's 80, which goes across the country. And yeah, Interstate 84, that's an exception because it does go to Massachusetts, and there's Interstate 89, which is in New Hampshire and Vermont, but, bro, come on, really? Does this look like a New England Interstate Highway? Possibly no. And, yeah. And you see how old that sign is? This does not look like, it's a New England Interstate, bruh. Interstate 91 goes from Vermont down to, 95, so yeah. Okay. Another thing. Let's see what will happen, if we just remove that. And we need to, make a Connecticut map. So, anyways, close out of the computer for a second. So, anyways. Does really the state of Connecticut look like New England? Little bit, but actually, no. So, let me tell you a fact, or an opinion. So in Connecticut, in this commentary, there is this imaginary line no one can seem to find in Connecticut. And this is where it transitions from New England to basically, I wouldn't say it's the Mid-Atlantic yet. I wouldn't say it's New York. I wouldn't say it's part of the Mid-Atlantic, but there's this weird area of Connecticut that basically is weird. And you want to know a fact about this commentary? A fact is that, in southern Connecticut, like if you live in Stamford, Connecticut, or New Haven, or if you live in like South Connecticut, Southwest Connecticut, like in that direction of Connecticut near New York City, or if you live in that direction near New York, people down in that area, from what I believe, don't support a New England team. So if you live in that part of not New England, but if you live in that part of like Connecticut, the part of New England that is Connecticut, which is the South area of Connecticut, they don't support New England teams. They basically support the New York teams, like the New York Giants, and they support the New York Yankees and stuff, because you know what? Southern Connecticut, which is near New York City, and it's also near New York, so Southern Connecticut, like down in that area, people down there support like New York teams, and they don't support New England teams, so I guess, yeah, that's the truth, from what I think, so, yeah. I believe it's true, so yeah. And there is a line in Connecticut that, sorry about that, is proven to be New England and also proven not to be New England, determined on the area of the state. So, anyways, that map will be made later, so I'll show you. And we gotta go soon because in this recording session at 5:30, we definitely gotta do something important, so yeah. Anyways, let's continue filming off the recording strong again. So, okay. So what's another thing about Connecticut do we have to talk about? Oh, yes, yes, yes. How bad construction is in Connecticut, okay? So construction in Connecticut is so bad. Like, construction down in Connecticut is so bad that it's the worst, like, I don't know. It's the worst construction ever. Construction down in Connecticut is basically useless. It's not good. Basically, Connecticut works on the roads too much too often. What are the reasons? Are they because of potholes? No. Is it because of, like, some things? I don't really know. Don't have the exact reason. So, another thing about Connecticut is they do not work on basically the potholes or whatever. I mean, maybe they do, but I'm not sure. It's all my opinion. Okay, another thing we should talk about Connecticut. Oh, yes, yes, yes. I know this is unrelated to Connecticut, but in Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, the video game, there is a Connecticut-like town name in the game. So, anyways, there is a Connecticut-like town name in Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, the video game. So, let's search up Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. Hold on, give me a second. Give me a second. Oh, yes. Give me a second. Oh, yes. Yes. Slateport City. Oh, yes. What do I have to say about that? Slateport City sounds like it's a Connecticut town name. And it also sounds like, basically, it sounds like Stateport, Connecticut, or Bridgeport, Connecticut. Because look, that sounds like a Connecticut town name to me. Crazy, right? Like, basically, it's like, it's crazy, right? So, hold on, let me pull up an image of the town, and see, this is Slateport City, guys. You see that? It's along the ocean, it's along the coast. I don't know why the map's being crap, but here's a more clear definition of the map. You see, that literally looks like a Connecticut town to me. It literally looks like a Connecticut town to me. Don't get me wrong, but this literally looks like a Connecticut town to me. Doesn't it look like that? Doesn't like that look like that? Crazy, right? This should definitely be a town in Connecticut. Slateport City, that definitely looks like it should be a town in Connecticut. And you know what? It probably should, because about the Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire games, and Omega Ruby, Omega Sapphire, whatever, or Alpha Sapphire, whatever you want to call it, The thing is that there is a Connecticut-like town name in the game. Crazy, right? Oh! Oh! So yeah, crazy, right? So that's why there should be a town in Connecticut called Slateport City, Connecticut, even though it's a Pokemon town name. But still, it's a Connecticut town name in a game. Or Connecticut-like town name. Yeah, it reminds me of Bridgeport, Connecticut, but yeah, you get the show at this point. So yeah, guys, so yeah. And that can tell you why, Connecticut is just this state of craziness, right? It's a New England state that does not look like New England. And you want to know something? I don't even think Connecticut's a part of New England in my opinion. You want to know why? It's not really part of the Mid-Atlantic. It's not part of New York. It's just that state of New England that just doesn't look like New England. The only states that truly look like New England are Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire. Okay, we got Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, and, Rhode Island. All the other states in New England, except for Connecticut, they look like New England states. Except for Connecticut. The state that is basically Metro New York, Metro Mid-Atlantic, Metro New York City, Metro, state where Connecticut, like Southern Connecticut people will support like New York teams, while the northern part support Boston teams, which is basically Connecticut in a nutshell. And basically, like I'm going to say it again, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, Rhode Island are the only states of, New England that support Boston teams, and like Southern Connecticut, that supports New York teams. Am I right? But that's just my opinion, and the thing of this video is to follow the science. Anyways, I'm going to make my map so I can prove my point of what is and what is not of Connecticut in my opinion. Okay? Anyways, I'm off to make the map, and I'll show you guys in the final recording, so on to the final clip when I made the map, so yeah.